Hello, Madeline. How are you doing? Okay, so I was reading your writing. Thank you for including that. Now, I've got both, and awesome job including your magazine ad as well as your banner ad. This is great because I want to take a look at both, and I think it's really important. Now, let's take a look at the magazine ad first, then we'll look at the banner ad. It's good. The magazine ad is solid. I really think it is. There's only one. A couple of things with the magazine ad. Now, that they're probably my fault because I kind of directed you in this way. But headline, subhead look fantastic. Body copy looks great. But there's a big difference between the longest of the long lines and the shortest of the short lines. I mean, there's almost a half a line difference there. That's called rags. It's a typographic technique. And what you want to do is you want to adjust these so that there's not such a huge difference between the longest line and the shortest line. Okay, so you want those rags to be something like this, as opposed to like this. See what I'm saying? You want to go longer line, shorter line, longer line, shorter line, longer line, shorter line, and stagger those, but not so it's noticeable. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, and then I would recommend that we indent this whole paragraph, maybe to about where the beginning of the C begins right there. Just move that over just a little bit. I think that'll even the weight a little bit right now. I think that's a little heavy to the left side of the composition, though not bad at all. I just think that it'll help with a little negative space here if we bring that indent that over a little bit. Other than that, I think it's fantastic. I think if there's one accusation I think that was made that has some warrant, it's that the bottom of the ad, this black background, is just so dark, and it is. It's really dark. You may consider using the purple for the background, the teal for the background, or some sort of a gradient for the background. This week's announcement has those examples where they're using a group, but the designer has used a gradient to transition from the image area to the text area. So check that out, see how that's done. That was a very effective technique as well. All right, so the magazine ad looks smashing, I must say. Let's go to the banner ad. I don't think the banner ad's as successful as the magazine ad for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think that the magazine ad really, it's got some nice timing, a really good cadence as to how the information is delivered. The banner ad, on the other hand, I feel like I'm getting yelled at. I do, and I think the whole reason is because the text is huge. I would highly recommend we really reduce the heck out of this text size. I'll show you that in a second. Another thing I think is an issue is stroking this text right here. Great job animating only the call to action. You caught that in the rubric, and it's right here. And a lot of students miss that, but it's right there in the rubric, so you're showing a good propensity to pay attention to detail here. That's fantastic because, ultimately, as a designer, you are responsible for everything that goes on in that page. And you're responsible for, making sure that you're following the requirements as set by the Amethyst-based style guide. So good job there. Back to the banner ad. I think the image, the image here is just, we just have a whole different demeanor here. Well, let me talk about the image in a second, but as I said, I want to talk about the type. Watch my cursor. Okay. I think this whole thing can be indented a little bit, right? Just indent to about right there. Give us a little breathing room over there on the left side of that ad. And then a headline about that big, exclusive military discount. Okay. Then thank you for your service underneath that, much smaller. And then book. Right now your hierarchy is good. It's just everything's just too big. So just take this whole type section right here and reduce it and place it right about there. Okay. Then we can move this in just a little bit, indent it from that left margin just a little bit, just to create a little bit of a diversity there. And remove the stroke from the call to action. I don't think it works. I think it changes the shapes of the letters. And if you want a little more information on that, just take a look at the announcement for this week, specifically regarding stroking letter forms. There is a much better technique, a better alternative than stroking if it's enhanced visibility that you're looking for. So please take a look at that and make those adjustments accordingly. I would include, actually, no, you've got Book Your Getaway in the Virgin Islands today, so the viewer knows it's in the Virgin Islands, so that's fantastic. Okay, as far as the image goes, I would just come in here. I love this. I think this is a really great setup. The guys, the soldiers in front of the flag that is superimposed in front of the beach, I think is fantastic. What I would do here for your banner ad, it looks like you cropped the banner to get your ad. You cropped your magazine to get the image for the banner ad, right? and then you placed a new copy of the guides, right? But instead of doing that, I would just go into this banner ad or go into this image right here and take this into Photoshop as is with the soldiers and everything in place here and make your crop accordingly with the guides in it. So you would crop it something like this. Okay, so you can see partial flag in the background. You can see the guys. Plus, you have this wonderful, you'll maintain this wonderful dark tone indicating sunset. You'll maintain that throughout the campaign instead of going really light and I mean, this is really screened back quite a bit. The transparency here is not at full 100%. So I think that's an issue, and I think that's a great way to rectify that issue is just to make your crop accordingly. All right, those are my recommendations. Other than that, just fantastic work. Really nice job. I'd like to see you make those changes. I really would, and at that point, I would like to go ahead and reevaluate. But we definitely need those changes done by the end of the class when you turn your final student work in, and that's coming up next week here real quick. So, all right, any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you.